Every so often, a player arrives who doesn't just fit the system, he changes the fudging system. A player who doesn't simply adapt, he fudging elevates everyone around him. Martín Zubimendi is exactly that kind of signing.
Talk to us about that Zubimendi guy. Is that something you've been teaching him on the training pitch?
Certainly no. Zero credit for that. Incredible. The execution, the timing, the way he connects with the ball, and the way the ball travels in that trajectory. Certainly he's given us a lot of positive things. His presence, his authority on the pitch, the way he connects with the players, and that composure that he's having. If he starts to add assists and goals like this, then it's another dimension of a player.
From Real Sociedad to Arsenal, from being a reliable midfield anchor to scoring twice against Nottingham Forest, the man looks like he's gearing up to break the Premier League. Today, we dive deep into his past, last night's masterpiece, and why his future might be monstrous for every other team in the league.
As well, but I look at Zubimendi as I don't want to say just the missing piece, because the depth and strength of this Arsenal team is for everyone to see. But I think key, and him scoring is great, 2 goals. 2 different goals, and I don't think we're going to see that from Zubimendi game in and game out, but we don't need to. As long as he's the one dictating the tempo and how Arsenal play when they have the ball, when they don't have the ball, when they're under tremendous amount of pressure, where you need somebody like Zubimendi to get you out of the tough spots. I think this is maybe the most important thing we are learning as we go about Arsenal and Zubimendi.
Let's rewind. Martín Zubimendi, born in 1999 in San Sebastian, came through the youth ranks at Real Sociedad, a sturdy, disciplined midfielder, known for his positioning, awareness, and ability to break up play, but not necessarily for flooding forward or being a regular scorer. At Sociedad, he made over 200 appearances. He won respect for his defensive contributions, his ability to recycle possession, to press, to read the game. But he wasn't exactly known as a goal threat. 9 goals in La Liga over many seasons. Solid, but not headline-making. Then July 2025, Arsenal pay big money, bring him in as a long-term investment. He signs, fans wonder. Is he the missing link for Arteta's midfield? The expectation is control, stability, a platform, not necessarily fireworks. Arsenal were a step away last season. They had flair, talent, but sometimes the engine, the midfield control faltered. Key players got injured, form dipped, runs stalled. Critics said depth was lacking, consistency was elusive. Arteta made moves this summer. He snapped up players to add both gas and steel. Zubimendi is part of that plan. He's not just one of the signings. He's a possible linchpin, a player who can relieve pressure, connect defense and attack, make transitions smoother, press intelligently. And now, with early signs, maybe contribute to goals. If he adds goals and assists on top of his defensive mastery, he becomes a whole new monster. September 13, 2025. Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. The Emirates is packed. Forest under new management. Some narrative around disruption. Arsenal missing some big names through injury. Odegaard picked up another shoulder issue early, but the team still inside this match with depth and intent. Then, Zubimendi's first goal for the Gunners. A thunderous volley from outside the box. Clean technique, sweet strike, deflected slightly off Murillo. But don't let the deflection fool you. The decision-making, the positioning, the confidence to attempt that's not just defensive mid. That's someone who believes he can hurt you. Second half, Arsenal continued to dominate. Just seconds after restart, Victor Gyökeres finishes off an assist from Eberechi Eze. But then, as the game edges towards the end, Zubimendi rising highest to head home a cross from Leandro Trossard in the 79th minute. A completely different goal. Timing, aerial threat, not just standing still and defending. Moving into the box, attacking set pieces, arriving late. Forest barely threaten. Arsenal control the ball, control the tempo. Injury-weary side, but depth matters. Players stepping in, substitutes making impact. Arsenal briefly top of the table. Breathing room, confidence. Now, normally you'd expect a defensive midfielder to break up play, to recycle possession, to shield the back four. Zubimendi has been doing all that since day one. But what stood out in Forest is added offensive output. 2 goals, one a long-range volley, one a header. Very different skill sets. That shows versatility. It shows threat. It shows that opponents can't just box him in as just a destroyer. You have to account for him when the ball comes out wide, when there are crosses or set pieces. He can be a target, he can arrive late. Also, his decision-making under pressure. When Forest briefly looked like they might tug the momentum back, Zubimendi kept tempo, kept calm, kept making passes. He maintained control. He linked up cleanly. He showed leadership even with Odegaard gone early. That kind of composure is rare. Finally, his movement. Knowing when to press, when to stay, when to push forward. He doesn't overcommit, but he knows when to join an attack. That's crucial. Premier League is punishing for midfields that are rigid. He offers fluidity. Let's compare. There are many elite midfielders in the league, some more attack-minded, some more defensive. Think Declan Rice, Rodri, Fabinho, or equivalents. They are excellent at something. Breaking up play, distributing, leadership. But Zubimendi offers an evolving hybrid. Defensive solidity, plus emerging attacking output, plus high football IQ. That can unsettle systems built to stop one or the other. Where some defensive mids wait for opportunities, Zubimendi is creating them. Where some stay back in the box, he's venturing forward. He's not yet about 10-15 goals a season, but if he keeps adding goals like Forest, plus assists, you begin to talk about someone who changes match dynamics, not just match control. Opponents must plan for him. That shifts tactical preparation. That adds strain to teams that usually only expect threat from Arsenal's forwards and wingers. He also brings experience from La Liga, from Spain, international competitions. He's played in high pressure. He knows what it takes to control games. That transferable experience counts in tight Premier League matches. Arsenal's got youngsters, stars, flair, but what they needed was someone to stabilize, to lift when things go dark. Zubimendi might be that anchor, but now we see he can also drag the team upward in bright moments. If Forest was just a blip, that's one thing, but it feels like a statement. Multiple injuries, missing big names, and still dominating. Still opening the scoring, still closing the game out, depth showing, confidence growing. Zubimendi scoring twice isn't just good for him, it changes how the rest of the season could go. Opponents must account for him. That opens space for others. Odegaard, Rice, Eze, Madueke, etc. It means if Arsenal fall behind, Zubimendi is someone who might make the difference himself. Fixture congestion, Champions League, injuries, these will come. But having someone like Zubimendi gives Arsenal resilience. If he keeps up this form, even not scoring every game, but being a consistent threat plus defensive shield, Arsenal will not just compete, but set the pace. Of course, no player is perfect. For Zubimendi to truly break the league, there are areas to watch. Consistency. Can he score or assist every now and then without compromising his defensive duties? Big matches require big performances. He'll be tested against the toughest midfields, the most pressing sides. Injury, fitness. Arsenal's had injuries already. If Zubimendi stays fit, that's huge. If not, gaps appear. Must maintain physical stamina for the pounding Premier League gives. Discipline, decision-making. Sometimes adventurous forward runs or stepping into attack leave space behind. He'll need to balance risk and reward. Pressing too high or being caught out in transitions can be costly. Adaptation by opponents. Once teams notice he's scoring and attacking, they'll mark more, close him down. Will he adapt? Will he find ways to stay effective when his zones are closed off? If Zubimendi keeps progressing on this trajectory, here's what we might see this season. Arsenal fights at the very top, not just among the title challengers, but perhaps leading the pack. Because with him, you get control plus threat. Big games, derbies, matches versus City, Liverpool, Chelsea, he becomes a difference maker. Goals or key interventions in crucial matches. More goals, plus more assists. Maybe 5-10 goals from midfield this season isn't out of the question. Maybe even more. An assist to go with that as he links up with Arteta's attacking group. Leadership, as he becomes more central to Arsenal's system, he could be someone the team looks to when things are tight. Organizing midfield, helping younger players, maybe even taking more responsibility when others are missing. Opponents adapting. We might see teams trying to nullify him, double up, close him down. This could lead Arsenal to develop more complex patterns. Overloads, inverted runs, set-piece routines exploiting his aerial ability. Breaking the Premier League doesn't just mean being good. It means making opponents fear you, altering expectations, forcing tactical shifts, being decisive in titles, being consistent. Zubimendi's shown with Forest that he can score, can defend, can be the fulcrum. He's got the temperament, the technical quality, the experience, and now early signs the goals. He blends the role of the destroyer, engine, and emerging creator. That's rare. That's potent. If he stays on this path, Arsenal aren't just title challenges, they might be title favorites. Because in the Premier League, depth and midfield control often separate champions from pretenders. He gives Arsenal both. Martín Zubimendi, the signing many saw as a stabilizer, but now looking like the man who could reshape the league. 2 goals against Forest might be just the beginning. He's showing the world he's not just part of Arsenal's puzzle, he might be the piece that makes the picture. Keep your eyes on him, because this season, he won't just break games, he might just break the league. If you enjoyed this analysis, hit like, subscribe, drop a comment. What do you think Zubimendi will finish the season with? Goals? Assists? Also, who gives him the toughest test this season? Let's talk below.